how to make money selling epoxy tables. In this week's episode, I am going to give you a rundown of our journey of how we became successful and making mega bucks each year selling epoxy tables and exclusive furniture. In this week's episode, I am going to give you guys a list and tips of our journey of how we became successful selling epoxy tables and custom furniture in our country we're from, and how we're making mega bucks each year selling exclusive furniture. Now, before I'm going to give you the list and tips, I just want to give you guys a short history of where I come from, our brand, our company we had before we started manufacturing furniture. So I started off around about 15 years ago. I started my own construction company focusing on tenant installation. Basically, when the builder finished building the complete building, we will come in afterwards and we have a turnkey solution where we will typically build drywalling or ceiling or carpets, or we will do lights and painting and plaster and all that. But as COVID struck in 2020, we were forced to shut down, as the whole world was forced to shut down. So what happened was, our first hard lockdown, when the whole world came to a standstill, I was in my house for around about 2 weeks, and I told my fiance I can't sit and do nothing. So what happened? I grabbed a camera, I grabbed my phone, and I started making YouTube videos. But I do have to say, in all honesty, the DIY and creating and manufacturing and building stuff is running in the background now for around about also 15 to 16 years. I just love building stuff. So I started off my YouTube journey, and I didn't know how to operate the camera, I didn't know how to edit, I didn't know what the software to buy. If you go and look at my first videos now, it was absolutely terrible. There was no storyline. I was yelling in the camera, my positions was out, my audio, the quality, everything was just out. But this is where my journey started. 3 years later, I honestly do have to say, I think our content and videos is at another level, and we are busy growing our brand. However, 2 years ago, I started off posting more videos on exclusive furniture, how to build tables and all that, and my local community started picking up my accent. Now, my actual first language is Afrikaans, and my second language is English. That's why you will sometimes hear I turn my E's and my R's, my words and my word, or whatever the case may be. But my local community started picking up my accent, and they started asking me where I'm from. Obviously from Pretoria. And they started asking me, can I build them this table or pedestal? And that's where things started picking up. That's where I started building more tables, I started building more pedestals, headboards, and so forth, and the brand started to grow. So behind the scenes, I built my first epoxy table. That video actually picked up my channel a lot. I think it's got like more than 2 million views, if you guys do want to go and check it out. But anyway, the client asked me, can I build an epoxy table? Now, obviously, I didn't know how to. I'd done a ton of research and I built my first epoxy table. Anyway, I started building more exclusive projects and I started liking it. I started loving what I do, and it's my passion, it's my hobby. And what happened was, my girlfriend told me that I'm building all this exclusive furniture, but I've got no brand. I can't give someone a exclusive product, but we call it a DIY with Greg table. That doesn't fit. So my fiance actually, she came up with the brand we've got running now. It's called Craft House Custom Furniture, where we basically only focus on exclusive furniture, where we only cater for the higher market. Long story short, that's where my brand started picking up. We launched Craft House Custom Furniture in 2020. And I do have to say, in all honesty, 2 years ago, from where we are now to where we are heading in 2023, and we are planning in booming in 2024. Anyway, that's a very short explanation on the history from where I'm coming from and where we are heading. And I will obviously make a full video on all of this, where we came from, and giving you guys a little bit more behind the scenes so you can get to know me a little bit better and know me as a person and who I am. The list I'm going to give you guys is not going to be in any specific order. So, starting off with the first item on our list is your brand. What brand do you have? What brand do you want? For what market do you want to cater? What do I mean with having a good brand? Basically means what is going to be the face of your company. I'm obviously the face of my company. Your company name, your websites, your social media platforms, your whatever, where you want to advertise your brand. What's the name of your brand? Do you want to cater for the lower market? Do you want to cater for the middle market? Do you want to cater for the higher market? Where is your market? Which people do you want to target? There's so much we can go into your brand, but the most important thing is your brand. That's where you need to start in building your company. The second item on your list is think outside the box. What do I mean with this? It means that don't be the average guy building epoxy tables. Think outside the box. Think about your design, your color, your layout, your steel base or wooden base. Don't be your next average Joe. Be something special. Go out of your way. To give you guys a good explanation, if we pick our wooden slabs, we literally drive like 600 to 800 kilometers to get to one supplier to pick up 2 or 3 slabs. That's what I mean. Don't go and build something standard. Go out of your way. Do something special. Be the next big thing in building epoxy tables. The third tip I want to give you guys is be the master at your craft. Now, this is something that obviously is not going to come overnight, 6 months, a year. This unfortunately is coming with experience. So I know this sounds very stupid, but the more mistakes you make, the more successful you're going to become. We have paid so much school fees, we've replaced tables, we've made mistakes, but this is the only way you're going to learn in how to be the best you can be. I know it sounds cliche, but you need to be the master at your craft, and it only comes with experience. So the more you practice, the better you're gonna get. The fourth item on our list, and I know this also sounds cliche, is but love what you do. When I was running my construction company, I liked it, but I didn't love it. It wasn't my passion. I didn't wake up every morning going to work wanting to go and do construction. Literally what I'm doing now is, for the last 3 years, doing this on a permanent base for permanent income. I didn't work one day in my life. I know it sounds cliche, but you need to love what you do. This is so important. It's so critical. If my staff doesn't pack tools at 5 p.m., I'm still busy in the shop doing what I love. And I think this is very critical in going forward. You need to have a passion for what you do. The fifth item on our list is you need to have a proper place of operation. Now, I know this is a very broad item, but we started off in our garage, and I think we moved the shop like 4 to 6 times already, every time moving to a bigger shop. Now, you need to start small, baby steps, working your way up, and we eventually looking at getting a bigger shop in 2023. Now, I know you need to start small, but the one thing I've picked up is in building exclusive furniture is all the clients calling you saying, can they please come through? Can they please come and have a look at our products? Do you have a showroom? You know, they've got all these questions, and you don't want to go and meet your client in a coffee shop. You want to meet your client at your shop where you can show them what you're doing, the business you're busy with. You know how other products looks like that you're currently busy with. And the place of operation is key. You need to have a few projects that you are busy with. You can show the client, this is a blue table, this is a black table, this is this wood species, that's that wood species. Now, At the start, it was very difficult, but you can work around it. That's where you meet your client in a coffee shop. You have your file with a lot of pictures, and you can show them all the products, but it's key. You need to have a proper shop. It needs to be clean. It needs to be, your wood needs to be stacked, your slabs, your place of work, your tools, everything needs to be in order. When the client walks in, they need to be struck with lightning, and they need to see these guys is proper. These guys is operating. They've got like 6 tables they're busy with, or 12, or whatever the case may be. You need to make a very good first impression. The next item on our list is something we stand by, is don't buy cheap materials. Please. If you want to cater for the lower market, you're absolutely more than welcome to go and buy cheap slabs, cheap epoxy, cheap polish, cheap sandpaper, all that. But if you want to be related, and if you want to see as the top of your game, you build exclusive tables, you cater for the high market. But we are literally buying the most expensive epoxy in our country. Not because it's the most expensive, but because it's the best product we've got available in our country. We're literally using the best polish system, which is the Festool polish system. We're using the best sandpaper. We're using the best tools. We're buying the most expensive epoxy. We're paying premium prices for drying our wood. We're literally going out of our way to give the client the best product possible whatsoever. And this is also going to lead to our next item on our list, and that's pricing. Pricing. How do you price for your projects? Are you, like I said before, are you going to cater for the lower market, make your table cheaper, putting a lot of labor in, buying cheap materials, not making a lot of profit, building 5 tables a month, where we literally have to build 1 table equivalent to you building 5 tables, if it makes sense. So we would rather, let me put it this way, we would rather push quality than quantity.
Listen properly.
We would rather push quality than quantity.
769, 800 and...
We would rather push quality than quantity.
Listen properly. 769, 800 and...
We would rather push quality than quantity. So we will not go and build 20 tables each month, but we will rather go and focus on 3 or 4 tables each month, asking premium prices, because eventually our brand is going to be so big where we're going to start catering for international clients. So you need to decide where, in which bracket do you want to fall. Do you want to cater for the lower market, middle market, high market? And that's going to put you in a good place, because not everyone can obviously build high-end tables. But from the start, I said we're building high-end tables. We're catering for the high market. I'd rather build 3 tables than 20 tables, and that's basically our structure of our company. So the last item I wanted to discuss, and one I think is the most important, it's marketing. Where are people going to see who you are? What do you have to offer? Like, marketing is such a critical step in having a successful company. And I want to hammer on this so much that I've spoken to so many companies outside, people that's not building furniture, and I asked them, like, people doing kitchen cupboards, like, where can I find you? No, word of mouth. It's not good enough, unfortunately. Just, you need to have Instagram, you need to have Facebook, you need to have Twitter, you need to have a WhatsApp business account, you need to have a website. You need to have all these things linked together where people can find you, they can find your product, they can see who you are, what products do you have to offer. And I also do want to say with this is that, you're going to build your first table. Like, how are you going to advertise it? Are you going to take pictures with your phone, or are you going to get a professional photographer taking beautiful pictures of your product so you can post it on your profile? That's super critical. That's the most important step, is marketing. Go to our social media pages. I'm going to leave a link down in the description if you guys do want to go and check it out. But marketing is so critical in building a brand and building your business. So before I'm going to sign out, we do have an online epoxy masterclass where we're going into detail on how we as a epoxy table company manufacturer build all our tables. We designed this course literally for your beginners, DIYers, your hobbyists, even to your masters, your experts building these tables. I can promise you, you will definitely build your first table successfully. It's not going to make you a master at this craft, but I can guarantee you it's going to save you at least 1 to 2 years in building these tables. It's all the mistakes we made that we sorted out already, and it's just going to help you going forward in building these tables. I am going to leave a link down in the description where you can find this online epoxy masterclass. So that's going to be it for today, guys. Before you head out, make sure you support the channel by liking this video, subscribing, and I'll see you next week with another super cool video. Cheers! Welcome to this online epoxy masterclass. Moisture content. You heat right into the core wood species to remove the bark with an aggressive steel wire brush. Table design, slab preparation, building process, epoxy mold. Release agent wax, calculate epoxy. 7, 8, so we got 16 points. Mixing epoxy, color, consistency. Whether to seal your live edges or not. Pouring epoxy. Sanding between layers, sanding grooves inside your epoxy. Dealing with bubbles. Maximum depth, curing time. Removing the table from your mold. Our local CNC supplier. Start sanding, cutting your table to size and edges. Filling the cracks and holes. Smoky finish, high gloss see-through finish. Wood surface finishing, tabletop supports. To drill into our wooden section. Our online epoxy masterclass is finally here. It's 4 hours of masterclass where I'm going into detail on how we build all our epoxy tables, where I'm going to teach you from start to finish how to build a epoxy table successfully. I'm going to show you all our methods and techniques we take in our everyday business building epoxy tables successfully. Down in the description of this video, you're going to find the details on how to purchase this masterclass. You don't want to miss this one.